Welcome back to another episode of Wrestling with Exotics. It's your boy, the franchise kid, franchise Jerry, and I got my dog with me.
The big dog. Think I need to feed you water.
And you already know what's going on, man. We're going to be breaking down this year's 2023 WrestleMania two-night event. This event was so big they had to have 2 nights for
Real spectacle in this bitch.
Yeah, heard me. And to kick this off, we got John Cena versus Austin Theory. This match, oh man, it went exactly how I expected. This was a great win for Austin Theory's career. Theory was controlling most of the match. John Cena had Austin Theory tapping out, but it didn't really matter because right before that, John Cena knocked out the ref, so nobody could call off the match when John Cena had him tapping. Cena was trying to help out the ref, and right on cue, Austin Theory hits him with a low blow. And I expected this because I'm like, yeah, I would have done the same thing. You're John Cena. I'm who I am. You're 16-time champ. I got to do you the worst, bro. And I got to have every advantage that I can over you. You feel me? That's John Cena.
Literally.
Overall, it was a great match. But unfortunately, John Cena had to go A-Town down. What did you think about the match, my guy?
You already know what I thought. This shit was weak. It was the Lucas warmest piss I've ever seen to start off a WrestleMania event. Now, you guys try to do some Jedi mind trick. Get this out the way so I forget about it. No, I still woke up today. It was like,
Couldn't believe it. Like, wow, they really hold John.
I watched the 3 count. Even at that, I'm like, he's going to kick out. The kid in me was like, kick out. I was like, this is just, okay, it's just too forced. Yeah. We get Theory is what is, he's the now, right? Where does he go from now? Because, to be honest with you, I wouldn't use this John Cena victory as credibility. Your victories over Seth, Bobby, were way more credible than this.
And you didn't really cheat to beat them. Like, you had to cheat to beat John. Which I'm happy they wrote it like this because it still gave John some type of credibility. Like, okay, you had Austin tapping and it looked like you could have won, but the ref was incapacitated. So if we ever line this up again, you might just actually beat him.
And I'm thinking he need to beat him, not just by he need to. There ain't no if, as, or buts about it. Fuck this man named Theory.
At the same time, bro, I never want to see John Cena compete for this title ever again. Do you hear me? He only needs to be competing for world titles. Stop wasting John Cena's time and health on mid-card titles that ain't going nowhere. Stop playing.
No cap. 100%. Honestly, I feel like the match, though, itself, like 2 out of 5 stars. Wasn't doing too much. John sold, tried to do what he needed to do for this youngster. But overall, John, you could have kept yourself in Hollywood, away from this. Stop trying to do Vince a solid and put over young talent because you want to see the business thrive.
You don't need to do that.
Somebody else could have did that because he'll never be you. He'll never be you. He'll never amount to that. And it's like you putting yourself in a mix. It's kind of like you're literally telling us he's gonna be that. Even if you're trying to be like, no, he's carving his own path by beating me. No, he keeps being put in spotlight comparison. John Cena Theory. They got the same almost haircut, same build almost. They are loved by Vince. Yeah. No, Vince didn't even love John at first. It took John to like 6 years in the company, damn near, to get that credibility with Vince. And I want to say that's like 2007, 2008 is when he finally started getting on-screen appearances with Vince. And Vince is not hoeing him. Vince is just talking to him like he's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because Vince was like, okay, I can be cool with you. You making hella money for me, and all the kids love you. I have a real outlet with you, so I'm gonna be cool. Theory ain't giving him none of that. Following that travesty that took place to kick off WrestleMania 39, we had a tremendous WrestleMania showcase with a fatal 4-way tag team match involving the Street Profits, Alpha Academy, Viking Raiders, and the newly formed tag team of Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Now, this match, it delivered 4.5 out of 5 stars. From top to bottom, each team I just listed, they showed out. They had a spot in the match, and they were highlighted. It kind of was a real toss-up. You thought maybe anybody could win this match. But, of course, the team who I thought needed this victory the most and should have won the most won, and that was the Street Profits. It couldn't have went any better if I would have planned it myself. I personally think Dawkins and Tez have a great, tremendous ability to captivate the crowd, and especially with 80,000 people in there, I wouldn't want to see anybody win to get the crowd excited with it. Seeing them all bounce with him and all that stuff, I love it. Seeing this prominent black tag team on the grandest stage of them all win too. Not half black, half white. Not one's black, one's Mexican. The solely black, that was just cool, bro, because we don't get to see that. And not knocking that, but they often give the Hispanics more shine than us blacks on, especially on events like this.
Yeah, for sure. It's always good seeing the Profits win, bro, because they get hold entirely too much for how good they are. I felt like, if we being honest though, I felt like the Viking Raiders needed this win just a little bit more because they've been repackaged so many times and they're kind of being diminished as a dominant tag team.
Okay.
But at the same time, you can argue that the Street Profits needed this just as badly because they've been on a kind of losing streak. And as of recently, they've just been turning it up, building momentum to this point. With this win, the Street Profits are now the number one contenders for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Speaking of tag team champs, we'll break down their match with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens a little later on in the show. Up next, we got Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins. And if we're being honest, this is probably the best match of the night, bro. Seth picked up a much needed win against Logan Paul.
No cap. Because if he would have lost, bro, you know I've been
Bro,
scared.
if he would have lost, this would have been a blemish on Seth Rollins' career, and it would have discredited Seth and how good he is to some degree. For example, if he would have lost this match, no one would have ever believed him to beat Roman or Cody for the undisputed WWE Championship, bro. Not at all. Kind of like how we weren't believing Sammy beating Roman after he just lost to Johnny Knoxville last year at WrestleMania. Like it's just not gonna happen. So with that being said, I'm glad Seth got the win, but at the same time, you gotta give credit to Logan Paul, bro, because he don't miss.
At all.
And every time his number's called, he delivers. I also got to mention how he did the go to sleep on Seth Rollins to say fuck you to CM Punk. Logan Paul is showing you that he's like that.
He
You
can
know what
do
I'm
all this
saying?
wrestling shit.
He can really do this shit, like, and it looks like it's second nature to him. This match alone got me excited to see where these two opponents are going to go in their career. I would love to see Logan Paul be a world champion one day. What would you think about that, and what did you think about this match?
Honestly, I'll answer that in reverse. This match was phenomenal. I know it said phenomenal, but I rated a strong 4 stars because at the end of the day, Rogan isn't a trained professional, so there is some aspects where I feel like, of course, like you wouldn't know what to make it or to do in that little instance because you're not fully there every day in
Yeah.
the scene with it.
But to do what he's
They
doing
do
as a
it's
rookie,
impressive. It's impressive. Like
impeccable even.
he's facing Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is the former 4-time world heavyweight champion.
And Logan Paul has been knocking him out for the past few weeks. Like,
Having me
I'm
worried,
saying,
saying if Seth loses this match, he pretty much is gonna lose all credibility because Roman didn't even like. I'm gonna be able to put it to you like this: Roman set it up like you can knock my cousin out, but you can't touch me. Even when I'm there and we're talking, you don't get anywhere near me because if you do, I'm gonna fuck you up because they're not gonna see their tribal chief on the ground. How the fuck would that look? That's also another reason I'm a fan of this character because that limits certain shit he can be exposed to because he ain't just going for anything.
yeah. And you barely see him come out and actually cut promos with motherfuckers. He'll send the wise man to go cut a promo with you.
Bro, it's like they don't like he got like the little. You got to pay attention to this character. It's little nuanced disses he throws out there. You only see him when it's serious. You only see him if he feels like it's serious. So unless you get it to one of those things, you'll never see the tribal chief.
Yeah.
Because that pretty much tells you you don't matter.
Yeah. And at this point in Seth's career, he should probably embody a little bit of that and stop selling out for the WWE because he's been made a mockery these past few months,
And
if we're
you,
being
Loki,
honest.
I'm gonna be honest, 2 years.
Yeah.
Ever since he had that last babyface run, they fucked up, and then we went into COVID when he found the visionary type thing. The what was he? The Messiah.
Yeah, the
That
Messiah.
had helped him kind of get back in his bag a little bit.
Yeah. I feel like the moment they decided, okay, we're going to push Austin Theory, that's when Seth started getting hoed the most. Because that's when Seth lost the United States Championship for real. and he's been fighting to get it back ever since. You know what I mean?
And it's kind of crazy. The only reason he's trying to get it back is just because he doesn't want his protege to take over on him. Because if you do remember, Austin Theory was in his Messiah group with Buddy Murphy.
Yeah.
So Seth really feels like he's watching his young one surpass him in real time. Because if they're giving you the United States title over me, what does that mean? They'll give the big belt over you, over like got me stuttering. That's exactly what Seth would be like. So Trips, like, you know,
let me go out like that?
Yeah, like I know a U.S. title, build a kid, right? But not the big one, right? You wouldn't do that with the big one. And Chips is like, I don't know, you know.
If it hit right,
it's a story, man. What can you say? You know the biz. But this was best for business for show. Seth whooping Logan's ass. That super kick he hit, bro. That shit was
stuck his ass.
No, it was no slap to the thigh. I know Brett was proud.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Now, after that tremendous showing by Seth, finally proving why he is the architect, we went on to see some bullshit by somebody that swears they're the architect of the women's division and the Four Horsemen. Listen, Bailey and Damage Control taking on fucking Trish Stratus, Becky Lynch, and Lita.
Yeah.
Throw it away. Throw the whole match away.
This definitely should have been discarded. Because what was the fucking point? The whole setup of this was bad, bro.
It's awkward and weird.
Now this shit is just like, okay, they're just reaching to keep this shit going.
Reaching. Tell me why they're going to go ahead and not defend the tag team championship that they worked so hard to fight for and take off
at WrestleMania
to make it important, to show these lassies what it's all about. I'm like, this shit is stupid.
Bro, that was honestly one of the biggest head scratchers. I'm like, why are the belts not up for grabs in this match? This doesn't make any kind of sense to me.
That's how you make a WrestleMania moment for real. I'm not going to remember this 6-woman tag match unless for it just being trash, like rubbish.
Like, what was the actual point? Nobody looked better in this match. And I'm sure the win for Becky and them didn't do anything for their careers.
Because at the end of the day,
all it did was give another WrestleMania moment that we're going to forget about.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, it should have been Damage Control going over in the end because Io Shirai and Dakota Kai are the young stars that need a WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
These other two people, they're not going to get no momentum from that. Why do you get cool points for beating a rookie? And then Becky Lynch is just like, we know you keep beating Bayley. So it's just like, you should have been fighting to do something, separate yourself. Like, even if it's just a real, like an Iron Women's match or just something real, like rivalry you remember.
Right.
This one-on-one, like a rivalry, like just show like, well, you are the man. Like, you don't even need a title to have
I would have loved to just see them have a one-on-one match versus this. Becky versus Bayley. That would have been way cooler than just
that's
this.
What I'm saying, bro. They didn't. That would have been a real WrestleMania moment because that's showing that's also showing how powerful those two women are. They're having a single no championship match against each other. That would have
been an all-out war / dogfight. That would have been way better to see than this bullshit that you guys thought you was gonna finesse me with. You thought you was gonna make me forget about John Cena. That's what you thought. But no way in hell should John Cena have to go through what he's going through at this point. You see, he balding. You out here got him losing and risking his health against this young buck who probably won't even be able to lace John's motherfucking boots.
Sneakers, my nigga. He couldn't even list the prototype shit. And he got the fit on right now. He's so lost in the sauce. He came around that championship like he's something. No, man, you're nothing. I don't care what they do, bro. You just look so off with everything.
And you showed your booty hole to them kids.
Oh, my God.
You better stop that shit. John would never show them Make-A-Wish kids his booty.
I'm like, why did
Unless it was in a movie, because John known for being freaky. He's known for doing shit for that check.
Being a funneler.
Jesus.
Oh my God. But nevertheless.
That was a terrible match. It was cool to an extent because it obviously had legitimate wrestling in it. But that match shouldn't have
I was
never
watching
come
that
about.
shit like, boo. I was like, get this shit off my TV.
No cap.
Oh, this we can't skip forward? Shit live.
Right.
I'm like, okay.
Up next, we got Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio. Rey finally got that motherfucker, man. Finally whooped Dom's ass. And not only did he do that, but he did it in front of 80,497 plus millions watching elsewhere. This was a great moment for Rey Mysterio. He literally took his belt off and whooped Dom's ass. But my only critique is he should have really whooped his ass. Like, I wanted to see him whoop his ass like John whooped the Miz. John hit the Miz in the face with the belt. Like, John didn't care. He wasn't aiming for no ass. He was aiming for anywhere there was some skin. Tear it up. Tear the club up. Tear the club up, nigga. And that's what I want to see. But yeah, if Rey would have lost this match, this would have been an absolute travesty, and it would have discredited him being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm hyped to say, though, Dom and Rey really did have a great match, though. And Dom did have some impressive spots in the match. But with that being said, at some point, Dom is going to really have to wrestle for real because you could tell Rey was holding back in this match. Rey could have really towed a club up, but he kept it chill. Like, this is my son. So, you know,
really got 80,000 here.
right, like, I'm not gonna do you like that, but I could really do you bad, and it was obvious. So, with that being said, I feel like to better progress Dominic's career, he needs to go back to NXT because I feel like it'll help him develop more as a wrestler. And on top of that, he'll have to be by himself, so he'll have to learn how to talk and he'll have to learn how to wrestle. He'll have no choice but to sink or swim.
Okay.
So I feel like that'll really help Dominic. What did you think about this match, though?
Honestly, this match was a long time coming. From us being there, seeing the first time Rey struck him, I knew this was gonna be live.
Yeah.
And then watching it and watching the entrances, Dom had a cool ass entrance, by the way.
Yeah, Dominic Mysterio's entrance was low key cold.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like seeing him come up from the corrections truck wearing the Mysterio mask, and he had like a different attire. See, now I'm starting to see a more personality in Dom. All he needs now is the in-ring credibility, and he can gain that by actually going under his dad's tutelage. Maybe this match just knocked some sense into him, and he can realize, Dad, what was I missing out on? I need to brush up on the 619 because I like how the way you hold around the ropes tight. You know when your legs swing, I don't have that same sturdiness when I do it. Mine's just shaky, and I'm way bigger than you. How do you have that? How do you get the speed and the power to do it? Certain like that, because I see that. So you should be asking him that. You know.
I feel like it would be really good character build for him to go back to NXT because I feel like people could hit him with that. Oh, you think because you Rey Mysterio's son, you gonna be nice over here? Or you gonna get my spot? You gonna get over on me? And that's gonna make Dom really have to work, and we're gonna have to see a different side of Dom. And best of all, he's not gonna be this gothic Latino guy anymore.
Just like he's like
Eventually Eddie Guerrero put that shit to the wayside too and was just Eddie Guerrero himself. So that's why I'm saying Dom has never been just himself. Even when he was with his dad, he was kind of like his dad's lackey in a way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why they wanted to take him away from Rey. But instead of putting him by himself, they just hit him in a group of better wrestlers. Notice how Dominic doesn't really have wrestling moves. He just reversed a lot of Rey Mysterio's moves. He didn't really go out his way to do real wrestling moves on Rey. Like, he was just invading a lot of what Rey was doing, and it kind of made him look good. You know what I'm saying? So
he filled in the blanks for what Rey left him to.
Right. And on NXT, I'm sorry, but you ain't getting away with that. No. You're either going to look good or you're going to get exposed. And that's what I want Mysterio to go through because Rey mentioned in his Hall of Fame speech about going through the struggles of wrestling and how just because he was Rey Mysterio Jr., he didn't get no light fades. He ended up getting his ass whooped by everybody and took a lot of L's. And I feel like if Dominic is ever going to go a route where he picks up that mask, he's got to go that route too. And what better way than going back to NXT and getting right?
Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be a dope storytelling. Up next, we got Rhea Ripley taking on Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, honestly, this was a match that I was looking forward to from the jump. Not only did the victor come out who I wanted to come out on top, but the match itself was really, I really was sitting there experiencing an instant classic, knowing that these two professionals, these are two of the most high level performing athletes in WWE and that they have to offer. Rhea went through 3 years of being lost in the sauce. Ever since, even though she's won after that, won championships, she's never found herself. But this year, she's found herself again. And with this championship victory, bro, she's ready to run over people. It's over. It's on for everybody. She doing it to Charlotte. Charlotte lost clean. There's no interference. There was nobody to say, "Oh my God, Charlotte, how did you let that happen?" Charlotte got beat fair and square. We ain't seen Charlotte get pinned like that since like a Sasha or a Bianca or someone of that type of caliber. So this puts Rhea up there with the forefront.
Yeah, it kind of makes me think about what Charlotte Flair said, how she said, Flair is forever. And when I look at Rhea Ripley, I'm like, that character ain't gonna be for forever. Not that she can't keep it up forever, but that's not gonna go over forever because you're a villain. And we were just talking about earlier about how villains get overcame at some point. So she's going down. And yeah, she's gonna win her world titles a few times, but at the end of the day, she will always be going down, baby.
At some point.
And Charlotte Flair will always be forever known as the queen, which is why she can come back and surpass her dad, and everybody wouldn't bat an eye.
They'd be like, it's cool.
You know what I'm saying? Rhea Ripley doesn't have that same type of luxury. But with that being said, this kind of felt like a coordination for Rhea Ripley to be world champion. Like, all right, we hoed you before. We let Charlotte come and beat you up and pretty much be the reason why you turned golf in the first place. So, as a consolation for all of that, and Charlotte Flair taking your NXT championship, here's the World Women's Championship. Charlotte is, she's getting a little up there and she want to go chill now. So here, go ahead and run with it, kid. That's what Triple H was telling her when he was grabbing her by the head. This is, look, you better run with the shit now, kid, because I just sent my best one home. All right. So
nah, he was like, fuck all that. Triple H is like, you're my child. I molded you. See, Vince likes Charlotte, but you know who you remind me of. Remind me of the China girl. You know, I need you to hold it down.
But yeah, bro, that moment for Rhea Ripley kind of also felt like a passing of the torch from Charlotte Flair to her. Like, all right, kid, go ahead and run with that. And you can kind of see that vibe off of Charlotte's face when she was sitting outside the ring, just like that smirk on her face, like, all right, kid, you got me. Up next, we got The Miz versus Pat McAfee. And this was a pleasant surprise because we ain't seen Pat McAfee in a minute. So for Pat McAfee to come to WrestleMania and whoop The Miz's ass on Snoop Dogg's cue, absolutely legendary moment. You gotta admit, bro, Pat McAfee, he lightweight impressive in the ring, man. Like, he can get down. And he was low-key putting the paws on The Miz. Had me cracking the fuck up. And I couldn't believe that he finished the match with the punt. And the way he did it was way better than Randy Orton's. I ain't gonna lie, because he did it while he was on his feet still, and really punted him like you would a football. Like it was perfect. Pat, you killed the moment, bro.
He fucked the Miz up. He had the Miz looking like the stars, and you see the cartoon looking at her like, how does this happen so fast?
Man.
How did this happen? I didn't agree to this. Snoop, you put me up. You put them up.
I just feel so bad for the Miz, bro. He's been going out sad lately, like way before WrestleMania.
You got no choice. You're a reality TV star.
Yeah, he just want to be on TV too bad. So he like, Triple H, I'll take whatever job you give me.
That's it. He's like a junkie for the TV. He do anything but wrestle and win a match. That matter.
Yeah, for real. Following that hilarious WrestleMania moment, we got the main event of night one, and that's featuring Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos, Jay and Jimmy Fatu. This match was honestly the shocker of night one. I thought for sure the Usos would retain. I really didn't expect Sami and KO to win, but it kind of makes sense. And if you guys know WWE formula, if the Usos lose, that means Roman got to retain. Even though KO and Sami probably don't even deserve this shit, I'm happy that they put an end to this reign, this nonsense, because it's clear as day that the Usos, they're getting washed up. Like, Jimmy is just looking worse and worse by the week. Like, he's either having more gray hair or more stomach every week. And Jay, he looks normal. Like, Jay looked like he can still pursue a nice mid-card career. But Jimmy, he's giving me finish vibes. And he is killing the credibility of the Usos.
He's like this.
Yeah, he's washed. He's done for.
Wash your hands of him.
So with that being said, this win for Sami and Kevin Owens makes sense to me. But at the same time, this gives me the question, are they going to keep hoeing the Street Profits, or are they going to have them win the titles, or are they going to split the belts up? How are you going to play this? Because the Street Profits, like we said earlier in the show, are now the number one contenders for these championship belts. So it's going to be really interesting to see how WWE is going to play this.
Honestly, bro, they can't afford to lose anymore, and I don't want to see them lose anymore. The Street Profits are too good of a tag team, and too much chemistry, just too much good to be wasted on countless silly nonsense. Like the Usos, I'm glad. Like I support the ones. I'm glad y'all had your time. Y'all made y'all feet. Y'all took the New Day's record out and put 200 days on it. So if anything, just play cool. Be easy about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that this reign came to an end when it did, because at the same time that I was happy for the Usos having this long reign, beating the New Day's record, they aren't up to par physically in the ring. You can depend on them every week and week out, and they're on TV consistently.
Yeah.
So
and
you're
Jimmy
allowed
is
to
looking like, you better stop trying to depend on me.
Yeah,
I'm not a young workhorse.
I'm trying to. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to chill.
I'm trying to chill.
Notice how he be hyped when they talking about going out to eat or leaving the arena.
He trying to go get a Corona and some mini tacos and get out the way, brother.
He just want to chill, brother. He's not trying to do too much. That's why he loved Jay, though. He should have proved something. Work this 15 minutes of the match. I'm gonna come in like a smooth 10 and just do what it do. 5 if need be.
Right.
So it's like that, but I don't know how this is gonna end up making Sami and KO's career better. KO's already a Universal Champion, and it kind of like they regret giving him that. Like they're like, nigga, we ain't giving you that shit again. I don't care what Triple H says. They was, you're just a threat because you got it. Everyone, he had it. He had it.
It's the stomach, bro.
Fuck with him.
I've been saying this for the better part of 2 years now. If Kevin Owens lost that stomach, oh, bro, it would be hell for the locker room. Like, if he could slim down, oh, bro. But literally, you could set a whole plate on his stomach.
I could throw some shit about.
He got skinny arms, skinny legs, and then his stomach is just all out, like he got a pillow underneath his shirt. Like, so I'm like, bro, that's got to go right there. That's why they not giving you no belt or nothing. They like, bro, look at you. You can't.
He said a pillow under his shirt. He's a quite tubby man. He's a tubby young man, isn't he?
He is, bro.
Oh,
like,
my God.
They like, that's not world champ.
And it's not getting any better because he's rocking with that gray in his beard, so he's getting those Saint Nick on him. Sammy, you looking scruffy too, so they're going to be the scruffy bros. What's they going to be tag team day?
Damn, I have no idea.
Bro, I just don't like this. This is just not good for business. Honestly, like, this is two top wrestlers who could be doing their individual thing because they both have a lot left to prove. Yeah. But WWE has literally knocked on the door every chance they get to bring up the fact that they're family and they've been together since then. This is why you should fuck with them. And I'm just like, this is stupid. Keep them away from each other. You know when I was younger and I didn't know fucking Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho and all them went training the fucking Hard Garden. I didn't know all that.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got older. So I'm like, keep the kayfabe alive. Like, keep them away from each other. Like, try to act like that shit don't exist after this, because you can only do that so much. That will really hinder their careers.
Yeah.
Overall, for how I feel about this match, it was a solid way to close WrestleMania, because I feel like it kind of put somewhat of an end on this chapter of a Bloodline thing, but not really, because we don't know what's to come with Roman and Cody. We kind of know what's to come, but we don't know what's to come. I don't know where the Usos lie after this. I think the main event, Jey Uso's up next, though. I feel like he about to really take off on the singles run, because you're right about Jimmy. He tired.
And Jimmy is sick of this shit. You can tell. Jimmy's body is screaming, I'm sick of this shit. And Jimmy's just forcing it. He done torched his body with all that alcohol. So it's just done now. I feel like this reign can't be too long or too short. So I'm projecting 3 to 5 months long. I wonder how Roman is going to react to the Usos losing the belts against Kevin and Sami. I feel like he's going to try to bully them because they don't have their belts anymore. So I can't wait to see how that goes. How do you think that's going to play out for the Usos?
Oh, they're gonna get tired of that, but I can't wait to see the Tribal Chief bully these niggas, because at the end of the day, this character is so hilarious. Like, no one, like, yeah, you may get annoyed with him sometimes, but he's funny as fuck. Especially when it comes to dealing with this, because once he got them under his control, he really let you see. Because I was just watching earlier today, just brushing up outside of this, how the Tribal Chief started, and he was playing, like he was acting, bro. Like, he was, you guys, I love you, bro. That's why I put you in the main event.
Right.
Put you in the mayor key. I wanted you to get a nice payday. It is for all of you. And all I want you to do is acknowledge me. You can't. Bro, I had to drop me, because I was watching that. I watched that in live time. It's been a minute. Something I'm watching. I'm like, this is a masterful ass character. And nothing has changed. People can't even say, oh, pandemic. He brought that shit to where people, and it transitioned flawlessly. And he ain't tripping. Nigga, he was in the middle of the ring, and he could tell, no, everybody acknowledge me. And they gonna acknowledge him. Like, we're witnessing something, like a real life character. Like, this is for real. You see him getting acknowledged on ESPN.
Yeah.
People wearing his merch. He figured it out fully, all the way. You know what I mean?
Right,
But back,
100%. Wrapping up night one, it was pretty cool for the most part, bro. It definitely got me hyped up for night two, which has way better matches. I would have to say my favorite match from night one was definitely Logan versus Seth. They had a lot of good moments in that match, and it had legitimate wrestling, which I love most of all. And like I said earlier, it got me hyped to see which direction they're going to go in. What was your favorite part of night one, bro?
my favorite part of night one was Rhea versus Charlotte. It was a masterclass. It was just great wrestling all around. Doesn't matter who says what. This was like one of the best matches of the night. They stole the show. Rhea with the crazy release German suplex, causing the gash on Charlotte's nose, the bridge of her nose to be exact. And then seeing Charlotte have to just sit there in the epitome of just watching Rhea just hold the championship over her. It was a glorious scene. You know what I'm saying? We really watched an instant classic. So that'd be my favorite moment of the match. To kick off WrestleMania Night 2, we had Omos taking on Brock Lesnar. How'd you feel about this match? Personally, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit longer. Pause. But this match was just not it. I felt like Brock could have done more to sell Omos, but he didn't give it up. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, this match went exactly how I expected it to go. And that's what Brock Lesnar pretty much getting the win over Omos. And it's just to be expected because Brock isn't about to just be taking any loss at WrestleMania. And especially not to someone that might never even be a world champion one day. It's just not what Brock is there for. He like, nah, you're gonna pay me the big bucks and you're gonna put me over. You're not gonna make me a joke. I'm the beast for a reason. Do you see this tattoo on my back? Do you see the tramp stamp? I don't fool around. I might fool around. So, he's the beast, Brock Lesnar. So you just can't play with him like that.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
At the same time, though, Omos put up a great fight, and he showed that he has a lot of potential. You feel me? Up next, we got Sheamus versus Gunther versus Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental Championship. Overall, I was pretty much just impressed how Gunther dominated two former world champions. Like they was pretty much nothing, bro.
He did them disgusting, did them bogus. He had them out there looking like they were some scrubs. Honestly, and once I seen his presence come to the ring, I was like, okay, Gunther's gonna retain.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
shit show.
he's not looking like I got this new little gear. You know what I'm saying? I've got the white laces in the boots. I'm still the ring general. You know what I'm saying? Still on the rack. I ain't changed that at all. And I'm looking like I'm about to fuck both of y'all up because y'all too focused on each other.
Yeah, bro, Gunther really dominated these two, man, and it was insane because I ain't never seen Drew and Sheamus get done up like that by one single man before. He picked Sheamus up, slammed him on Drew, and then picked Drew up and then slammed him through the mat. And we ain't never seen Drew nor Sheamus get done up like that before by one man. So that right there tells you how impressive Gunther really is.
He really has solidified himself in the IC championship Hall of not Hall of Fame, but he could be, some would say that, as well as the fact that he's brought that title back to prominence, and whoever takes the title from him has to be a worthy opponent.
Right, for sure, for sure. And I don't see anyone worthy enough to stop in that.
I think he's gonna make it to 365 for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can see that. He's built like that. He held the NXT championship like that. The UK one to be exact.
After that crazy triple threat match, we got Bianca Belair taking on Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Honestly, bro, this was a dope match. I even like the entrances. I'm more catered to Bianca's because she had all the youth girls out there dancing, and it was just a cool moment to see her embrace the culture and that's something so cool because I know all those girls probably look up to Bianca. So
Yeah,
it was
especially
definitely
the one that was doing all the stretchy dance moves and whatnot. Unfortunately, her mother passed that morning. So it was nice of Bianca Belair to give her that moment on that center stage with her. I thought
yeah,
that was really cool of Bianca. And that's also why she's the GOAT.
he is the GOAT.
Charlotte ain't doing that. I'm sorry, but Charlotte is not doing that.
No, she's not. But back to the match. Oscar, Bianca Belair, bro. This was sure somewhat hard hitting because Oscar's like a buzzsaw. Bianca's a powerhouse for sure. And literally every time she is in any type of maneuver where it's come through, Oscar's trying to put her in a headlock. Bianca puts her on her shoulders and just stands up. I'm like, yo, this is insane. She is that takes a lot of core strength to be able to power through.
Yeah.
That's from the core.
She's saying these bitches can't hold me.
You are forced.
She can't say that, but I'll say it for her. These bitches can't hold her.
She would beat anybody up. I can't see nobody taking the belt from her. Which honestly, bro, what do you think about this Raw Women's Championship matchup?
This was another assertive victory for Bianca Belair. She dominated Asuka and let her know you can't handle me. No matter what submission move you think you're going to put on me, I'm about to just stand up, put you on my shoulders, and I'm going to slam you on your face, and that's it. You heard me. So I'm extremely proud of Bianca and the champion that she's become. Everyone swore that she wasn't ready for Asuka, but really, it was Asuka that wasn't ready for her. I don't think Asuka's really ever went against a force like Bianca. Usually, Asuka is able to finesse a lot of her opponents and whatnot, but Bianca just is different. You know what I mean? Bianca Belair pretty much stamped this win by whooping Asuka's ass out the frame and proving why her and Charlotte Flair are pretty much the greatest women's champions of all time. I honestly don't see no one better than Bianca. And out of all 14 of Charlotte's reigns, I ain't seen one as impeccable as this one that we're witnessing right now. Becky, Bailey, Asuka, Alexa, you name it, she stepped on them all, bro. And not too many women can say that. Like she literally has a murderer's row of women that she's walked through. Her being women's champion means so much to the culture, bro. And not only that, but there's no one else fit to be the face of this women's division, the face of women's wrestling, the face of the culture in general. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I'm also hyped that she's starting this new streak of 3-0. I think that's cool, and I really hope that she passes Taker.
That would be cool.
And now it's time for the best part of the night, in my opinion, the return of Shane O'Mac. So let me break this down for y'all. The Miz pretty much didn't like Snoop Dogg setting him up for that fade against Pat McAfee, right? So he calling Snoop Dogg out. Snoop Dogg ain't feeling that, you know? He ain't going for it. So what he do? He introduces the one, the only, Shane O'Mac. Here comes the money, right? This motherfucker come down the stage already just looking a little off. He get in the ring, do his little stutter step, and I'm just like, why he looking a little frail? He had to even catch himself because he looked like he was about to fall, right? So this shit gets even better because he literally cannot wait for this match to start. He like he squared up with the Miz from the get go. Like as soon as the bell rings, he steals off on Miz, catches Miz cool in his shit, right? That led to a sequence of chain wrestling where out of nowhere, Shane O'Mac's knee gave out, yo. This was the downfall of Shane McMahon. That all happened within the span of 3 minutes of Shane being in the ring. This has to be the worst return in WWE history, bro. So since The Miz ran out of opponents, right? He thinking everything is sweet. He bouncing around all in the ring like he really just beat Shane O'Mac, right? And sure enough, so you hear Snoop Dogg like, "Oh, what? You did what? Are you gonna do that to the homie?" Snoop Dogg get in the ring and steals off on the Miz. So clean. Knocks Miz out. I guess he wasn't fucking with the first one. So as soon as Miz got up again, he stole off on his ass again. Knocked Miz clean out. This was a legendary WrestleMania moment, and Snoop stole the show. And I just gotta mention how professional Snoop is, bro. That was right on cue. Snoop ain't miss a beat. Snoop wasn't planning on Shane's knee giving out. Snoop was right on cue. He was like, "Oh, okay, well, I'm going to just go in there and knock Miz out, and Miz is going to rock with it, because I'm the D-O double G, bitch." What the fuck? So, yo, Snoop Dogg is mad professional, bro. He didn't miss a beat, and he made that moment even better.
That is hilarious. Like, he is just honestly a GOAT, a legendary figure in the hip hop community, the culture and stuff, and wrestling. Because that ain't the first time he had a body slam of kick a nigga out.
Bro, he clotheslined the shit out of Chavo, took his head smooth off, and then me mugged the shit out the camera.
With a big ass white t-shirt.
Bro, he looked like he was fresh out of Baby Boy. Up next, we got the Demon Finn Balor versus Edge. And I don't know why Edge is on this demonic shit. I'm not rocking with it. Why you want to end your career like that? You should have just grew the hair back out and been a rated R superstar. I'm glad that Edge got the win over Finn Balor, though, because who wants to end their career with an L at WrestleMania? You know what I mean? Finn didn't really need this win like that. It was good that WWE was nice enough to let Edge go out like that, because they done let a lot of niggas go out sad, don't we know? Yeah. Look at Kurt Angle. He lost to Baron Corbin, and Baron Corbin out here begging for a job. You didn't see it. You seen the way he was looking at JBL when he was at the Hall of Fame. He was like, "Man, you gave up on me. You called me a wrestling god and just left me." So, yeah, man, I'm hyped that WWE went that route because, man, you don't host someone like Edge. He's a multiple-time world champion and did so much for that company, put on legendary matches. Everybody's going to forever know Edge as that one dude who speared Jeff Hardy off the ladder, or, you know, that one dude who had sex in the ring, quote-unquote, for the first time ever in television history. So, you know, you just don't let Edge go out on some weak shit. Edge got to go out cool.
Yeah, you're right about that, definitely. Because I feel like if you was to make Edge go on some weak shit, it'd take away his credibility. And, like, why would he be risking his life to be going outside?
Yeah, man, you're right. And we missed Edge the last time he was gone. And we're going to miss him when he leave again. So it's like, come on, man. I want to remember Edge as a champion or at least just a winner in general. I don't want to see him go out sad like y'all got The Miz. The Miz is crashing and burning right before our very eyes, and it is getting sad to see. Jesus Christ. What are your thoughts on this match, bro?
Honestly, this match was pretty crazy. Finn had to get his head stapled shut during the duration of this match.
Yeah, I ain't never seen that lady before in my life. That's how you know it was
Yes.
serious.
She had to come out, staple his head, and then he had to pan away the camera to while Edge was looking for weapons, so that they didn't let that be known to us at home. But you know, we did the undercover scoop for y'all and whatnot. But I feel like Finn cemented himself a legendary match with someone like Edge. He may have lost, but he didn't lose in a weak fashion.
Yeah.
It took a lot. It took a significant concerto, which was a recurring theme in their rivalry. So I feel like solidifying this as the final chapter. It started with one, it's ending with one.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So I feel like Edge is trending in that direction, heading back for a Universal Championship type of aspirations, you know?
Yeah.
As far as Finn goes, I feel like it's not too bad for you, Finn. Like you can bounce back from this.
Yeah, he can afford this.
Yeah, he can afford this. He
And you
lost.
can take this time to actually go for a title now.
Yeah.
Like you can stop focusing on him and stop dealing with this faction. Like you can go do your own thing now.
Definitely.
Rhea's got her belt. Dom is done with his dad. Y'all got to go find your own shit now. Like this shit is over with. Edge stopped the leader, so you know what they say, bro. You kill the head of the snake, it's a wrap.
Now it's time for the main event of WrestleMania 39 goes Hollywood. We got the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes taking on the one of the ones, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, for the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship, along as well the WWE Heavyweight Championship.
Yes, sir.
You know, man, this is just poetry in live action.
Yeah.
A real blockbuster. It's so ironic that the theme is WrestleMania Goes Hollywood, and it had a very movie-esque theme to it. I just feel this was a very captivating main event. For me personally, this is 4 stars because I feel like it would have been 5 if it was just a clean victory. But because it wasn't, and I'm not biased because you know these are my dogs, 1A, 1B. I would have been more satisfied with. You can tell what I'm saying. Like Ramblin won clearly because you know we the ones. But I felt like it could have been just decisive victory, but he didn't even need to cheat. Or I liked how Cody was keeping up with him, and like it wasn't just like you couldn't just say it's cat and mouse or like Prey versus he had an even fight. It wasn't no like Sammy. It wasn't like KO. Cody had his own type of match with Roman.
Right.
And I thought shit was cool to see Roman work with him like that. And I was like, Roman, you could why didn't you just beat him clean? He had Cody stressed. I won't lie though, Roman was looking a little stressed ahead in that figure 4 though. He's like,
Roman was looking stressed when Cody hit that second crossroads, and he was about to hit the next one. And that's when Roman got bailed out by Solo. So, man, it was a great match, and at the same time, it kind of still kept Cody Rhodes' credibility. You know what I mean? Like, okay, since Roman had to cheat to win, you could still possibly beat him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not right
One
now,
day.
but yeah, definitely one day.
One day.
You know what I'm saying? And at least you can say he had to cheat to beat you.
Yeah.
So, again, it gives him some type of credibility. But yeah, this match went pretty much how I expected it to, with Roman pretty much being victorious. And I called that since day one. Because let's be honest, Roman has gone against way more accomplished and way more bigger names than Cody Rhodes. And to keep it 1,000, I'm always going to look at Cody Rhodes as a glorified mid-carder because that's how WWE always displayed him. So I can't believe Cody Rhodes coming out of nowhere and then beating Roman, which Bray Wyatt couldn't do, Bobby Lashley couldn't do, Braun Strowman couldn't do, John Cena couldn't do, Sammy couldn't do, Kevin Owens couldn't do, Logan Paul, Edge, Daniel Bryan. The list goes on and on. I just named a lot of people off the top of my head. So Goldberg, there's a lot of names bigger than Cody Rhodes.
Brock Lesnar.
It wouldn't have made sense if Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns, honestly. So this was a good move by WWE,
Definitely.
and it leaves the door open for Cody Rhodes down the line at SummerSlam, which is the next biggest event, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. It is one of the big four.
I mean, it's the biggest event of the summer. That's what they always say.
Yeah. You know about something. I felt like this was a great match. Honestly, like this is a WrestleMania classic. I mean, people are gonna always talk shit because it ends in disqualification, but at the end of the day, Tribal Chief retained at all costs. And like I said in the beginning, this character we're really witnessing something like we're gonna behold. People are gonna talk about this character from years and years. I can just see it like how Roman. I can see he's in a different gear. Like even when he does interviews and stuff like that, he oozes his charisma now. Remember when you used to say you seem forced? Now I don't seem like forced. You really see that's him. Remember I was trying to tell you that's him.
Starting to look a little natural. But not when he looked like he was about to fake slap the ref. I'm like, bro, you're not like that. You didn't have to do that.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you know, if you slap the ref, this shit is over with. Like, come on, man. Stop playing.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna do Cody like that.
Yeah, he's tripping. He tripping hard. He tripping hard. But Roman overall, you could tell it's like I could see the big dog persona was just him joking, like him being having to do with something. He was like, all right, they want me to be like this cool, the guy with that's marketable, like a big dog. Like that's so stupid. He had came up with this shit, and that's why he brought Paul Heyman, and this is why he brought it because his family ties with Paul Heyman. They basically took care of him when he was a teenager in Madison Square Garden. So it's just crazy to think his life has come full circle, and he's working on all full cylinders. As you see, like movies in the ring, promos. Whenever he's on the screen, it's like a big deal. Hell, we can't wait to see what happens on Raw. How he's gonna talk his shit.
Hell yeah, Raw is definitely about to be exciting for sure. I heard Triple H has a big announcement. So definitely can't wait to see what's up with that. I gotta give Mania a solid 8 out of 10. The only thing that would have made this better is if John Cena would have beat Austin Theory for the United States Championship. Obviously, that was definitely not gonna happen. But shit, man, we in Hollywood. You know, fake shit happen all the time. So that would have been a great moment for some fake shit, you know, and then have Austin beat him for it on Monday Night Raw the next night or some shit, and then John go back off into Hollywood.
Yeah.
And we move the fuck on. You feel me? My favorite matchup of the night though was Snoop and Miz. Hey, they stole the damn show. And again, Snoop is so fucking professional, bro. I'm just fascinated every time I see him on the screen because I'm like, bro, you get so faded, and yet you are maneuvering, you are remembering lines, you making money, bro. Like Snoop is hella inspirational, bro. I swear to God. But on a serious note, I gotta say my favorite match was Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. They did an absolutely great job, and it was just a legitimate wrestling match, bro. Like, you know, there was some fake shit in there, but you know, it's obviously for promotional reasons. But at the same time, they had a legible matchup, and that's what I really enjoyed. And another thing that I was really fascinated about this year's Mania was the storytelling. Like everything just made sense and it added up. And I just like to see how all the stories pretty much unfolded at the end. And I was pretty much okay with all the outcomes. And I pretty much called all the outcomes. So if you could bet on WWE, I'd probably be rich as hell right now. And y'all should definitely like, comment, and subscribe so that way you can make some money too. You feel me? But what did you think about this year's WrestleMania, bro?
Definitely was one to remember. I think I rate this WrestleMania 4 out of 5 stars, so like close to like 8 out of 10. I think only thing was missing was like you said, John just going over on Austin because Austin Theory is not like that. He is not like I said. He just walked around with that championship. He's thinking that's making him, and it's really just showing me, yeah, you striving and desperate. You desperate to make something like to cling on to something so you could brag on something, but you're not nothing.
Yeah.
Even when I feel like when John Cena was a United States champion, he was always defending it, but at the same time, that was like just like a cool thing that was about him too. He already was cool.
Right, and ain't nobody else was doing that. He made that shit cool.
Exactly.
He made the open challenge shit cool.
So just looking at it as like this guy is like watered down, basic Generation Z copy, and he's not nowhere near as impressive as John.
Yeah, for real though.
Yeah, for 100%. But other than that, this Mania was pretty cool. I kind of leaned towards night one a lot. I feel like night one had more consistency for me. I feel like night two was kind of. I just was looking forward to the Roman and Cody match. Really, the Hell in the Cell. I was hyped to see the structure back, but wasn't really too hyped on the fact that Edge and Balor were in it. Like I don't know. That was just me though, because I feel like Edge, like, bro, come on, give it up.
I'm happy that they just put an end to that shit in
Yeah.
general, because Edge don't need to be doing that. Bro, if I'm about to retire and this is my last year in WWE, I'm going for that world title and I'm going to hold that bitch one last time. And speaking of one last time, I am going to make it to one of these WrestleManias before I leave this planet. I swear. I'm speaking that in the world right now.
Definitely.
Because this is definitely a sight to behold. Like on night 2, they had 81,000 people. Like that lets you know how much bigger WWE is getting, especially since they just signed that contract with UFC. So it's about to go even crazier, bro. And I just want to be a part of history for sure.
Definitely. We're going to continue to grow with the company and grow with the history because we living and witnessing this shit right before our eyes.
Yeah.
And people think that, I feel like people are delusional. They think that like only me are watching wrestling. Like when
they'd be so close-minded. They would just be like, it's fake, and then just blah 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 without even giving it a chance. Like you might actually like this shit if you give boxing a chance, and you can sit there and watch a boring ass motherfucking match where a nigga's just squaring up and punching each other. Then you can watch someone also be thrown through a table, get hit with a chair, get hit with a kendo stick, and then also be disrespected via microphone. So like,
yeah, I don't see the big deal.
I don't see what the big deal is.
It's like more bang for your buck, I feel.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's cheaper.
Yeah.
It comes on weekly too. Like you'll hear about a boxing match and then we won't see that boxing match until 6-8 months later. You know what I mean?
Hype it up the whole time.
Yeah, for real. For that one match. For them to see each other one time. We got to see John Cena versus Randy Orton how many times?
Like we can't even count.
You know what I mean?
And John Cena getting fucked up, Daddy getting kicked in the head,
all type of shit. And sometimes it didn't cost us shit, but to have mom pay that cable bill.
Yeah.
So that was it. So yeah, man, they did a good job on this year's WrestleMania.
Definitely.
With that being said, we're gonna wrap up the show, and we appreciate everybody rolling up and smoking with us and tuned in. We love to hear what you guys got to say about the show, about WrestleMania, about whatever wrestler you heard us talk about. Put your thoughts in the comments and let us know what's up. With that being said, man, it's your boy, the Franchise Kid, Franchise Jerry, and I got my dog with me.
I think I need a Fiji order.
And you've been watching Wrestling with Xotics, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, y'all.
Share the shit with the world.
And make sure you turn on your post notifications so you know every time we drop a track. Peace.